right, god dang it. It's time to get down to the nitty gritty. Who the industry plants and who not the industry plants. Now, me personally, I think all these artists are industry plants nowadays because all of a sudden they just be blowing up out of nowhere. I ain't gonna lie, the music industry low key did now. Like, I think the rap game did. I ain't gonna say the music industry as a whole, but I think like overall the rap game is like down a little bit. Somebody need to bring this issue back. That's why I was happy when Drake and Kendrick Lamar was beefing because it brought the rap, you know what I'm saying, the rap industry back because it's dry right now. Somebody need to start beefing again, man, to get this thing back on track. But we gotta get to the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. My bad if I sound weird. My nose is stuffy. I'm still sick. But yeah, man, we here. We got the 5 levels of industry plants. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that like button for your boy. Hit that post notification bell so you get notified when I drop another banger. Please smash that like button because it do help me get into the algorithm. Let's get it, man.
Every time an artist blows up overnight, the internet does what the internet does best. The term industry plant gets thrown around so much now that, I mean, it's hard to even know what it means anymore. See, there's levels to this. And let's start with the ones who hide it best.
Okay.
The organic.
Step on the glass, staple your tongue.
These are the artists who still need you to believe that they started from nothing. The story has to feel real. The struggle, the discovery, the breakthrough, the indie darlings who got lucky with a viral moment. But if you look closer, their bedroom is in a $1 million house that their parents own, or that viral moment was coordinated by PR agents and label executives. They keep the aesthetics to DIY, but behind the scenes, there was professional management going on the whole time, even before you knew their name. Artists like Billie Eilish.
I've wanted to do this like my whole life, so I'm a little shaky.
Now, she's talented, but the whole "we recorded Ocean Eyes in my brother's bedroom" thing, that's not the whole story. What they don't mention is Finneas was already working in the music industry. Their mom was an actress.
Finneas.
Their dad was in bands. They grew up in LA, already around the entertainment industry. Billie was even homeschooled specifically so she could pursue music.
You grew up homeschooled.
Yeah.
Did that shape who you are and who you will be? Because
Yeah.
And by the time Ocean Eyes dropped, Finneas had already written and produced for other artists. He had a manager. He understood how the machine worked. Interscope didn't just stumble on him on SoundCloud. The setup was already there.
See that's what they don't be telling you. They make it seem like, I ain't gonna say they didn't work for what they got, or they didn't work hard to get into the music industry, but like they already had the setup that it was already there type. They already had the connections is what I'm trying to say. But they try to make it seem like, oh, I was like she said, she was already homeschooled growing up already, so she could pursue music. So I don't know, man. They get a little tricky, man. You gotta do your research nowadays. And even if you do your research, it still ain't gonna tell you the full story.
A guy named Danny Rukerson, who became her manager. And Danny was business partners with Brandon Goodman. And Brandon managed Fall Out Boy. So Billie already had deep industry connections from the start. See, the organic plant, they're the smartest plays because they keep the indie credibility while having major label resources. They play it cool. That's not the case with level 2. The obvious. These are the artists who don't exist one day, and then the next day they're on every playlist. The push is so aggressive that even casual listeners notice that something's a little off. You see them on festival lineups before they have a fan base, getting late night TV slots before they have a catalog, collaborating with A-listers on their second single. The machine gives them all the signs of success before they've even earned it. They'll have 50 million streams, but you never heard anybody play their music in real life.
I do understand that though, but like if you were industry plant, like that machine shit could only take you so far. Like if your music suck, then you just suck. If you don't got great stage presence, then you just don't have it. If you don't have great music, then you just don't have. Like you gotta actually want the. You can have the push, but you gotta actually do the rest of your work, the rest of the work on your own. Like you gotta start. You gotta try to maintain it. God, Lee nigga can't talk today. God, but yeah, you gotta maintain that relevancy. You can't just let me just shut up. That's okay.
They're trending on X, but nobody's actually talking about them. They're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. They're betting that if they push hard enough and fast enough, eventually fans will follow. Most of the time it doesn't work, or it only works temporarily. But when it does work, it works fast. Now, she's cliche to talk about at this point, but the artist most people talk about in this category has to be Ice Spice.
Once again, Ice Spice.
Hey Taylor, Travis
She
Kelce,
went
I don't want no
from
smoke.
unknown to featuring with major artists in a few months. Munch dropped in August of 2022, and by October, she was already being called the Princess of Rap. And then she was at the Met Gala by May. Also, her music video blew up on World Star Hip Hop, and I can tell you, being in the music industry myself, World Star charges big money to feature you. But if you look even closer than that, her label 10K Projects is run by Elliot Grange. And Elliot is the son of Lucien Grange, who runs Universal Music Group. So it's not just the money, it's also the access and every door being open for you at the same time. Another one is Kid Laroi.
Go, go, go. She always be talking like she no.
Now, he's a controversial one because there's signs of him being an industry plant, but his upbringing and his start in the music industry is
Oh, who was that?
signs of him being an industry plant, but
What happened to Lil Tecca? Where did he go at? I know I'm not the only one that. Where did Lil Tecca go? He just disappeared.
his upbringing and his start in the music industry is pretty highly debated. It's hard to really know for sure. First off, his dad was a music producer and sound engineer, and his mom was a talent manager. And after some digging, I found out that she started a management company called Mama Capone Management to help Kid Laroi and the people he was working with get on the map. And it goes a little bit deeper because the claim is that he grew up in poverty in the ghettos of Australia, but some of these early photos I found would say otherwise. Now, of course, I wasn't there, so we still can't say for sure, but between the Juice WRLD features and the Justin Bieber collabs, it felt like he was being marketed as the next global superstar out of nowhere. And the most recent person people like to throw in this category is Doechii. Now, when you factor in her
It's my
versatility and her
anxiety.
stage presence, I think it's hard to say that she's not talented or doesn't deserve recognition. But everything was
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Doechii, she got it though. I ain't gonna lie, she don't look like an industry plant to me. You get what I'm saying? Cause she got all the qualities, and she got the stage presence. She make good, decent music. I ain't gonna say she the best artist in the world. I don't listen to her, but hey, there's people out there who love her. So hey, she doing her damn thing.
aggressive with her rise that people were calling her a plant before giving her a chance. So she signed to TDE, Kendrick's label. They're an independent label, but they got ties with the big three record companies, Sony, Universal, and Warner. She basically went from up-and-coming artist to winning a Grammy for Best Rap Album overnight. And her rise seems legit when you first look into it, because at one point, she just seemed like your average YouTuber that was on the come up. But it's pretty clear that she's had some big label backing before we all knew who she was. It's one thing to develop an artist's talents and skills, but it's another thing to spend major label money on plays and views. But what happens when an artist presents themselves as not having any money and no family and being 16 in the middle of Miami? Amethyst Amelia Kelly, aka
Iggy
Azalea.
I'm the realest.
Drop this and let the whole world feel, let them feel it.
A
And
white
I'm still
girl
in the
from
murder
Australia.
business.
But you would never know that from listening to her fake urban southern accent.
Better check my tax bracket. What you think was gonna happen? Nagging, now he's leaving, and y'all broke up like madmen.
She became obsessed with Southern hip hop. And during that time, it was so different and unexpected, T.I. couldn't help but roll out the red carpet for her. I mean, he signed her, and they basically constructed an entire persona. They got her on big interviews, featured with major artists like Charlie XCX, and the machine took off from there. At first, everybody embraced her, even the black community. She was invited to the cookout, as we like to say.
Iggy, you still invited to the cookout. Whenever I'm having a cookout, you can come. It ain't no biggie. You get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. At first, when she first came out, I didn't even know she was Australian. She sold that shit so good, I couldn't even tell. I swear I didn't know she was Australian. That's crazy. She a great actor.
But as time went
You
on,
might have a
and
future
racial
in
tensions started to
Hollywood,
flare back up in America. She got caught up in the culture vulture conversations. And once the culture rejected her, Machine couldn't save her. Some of it started with the feud between Iggy Azalea and Azalea Banks after Iggy won Best Rap Album at the Grammys.
You know what I mean? That Iggy Azalea shit is not better than any fucking black girl that's rapping today, you know? And when they give those awards out, because the Grammys are supposed to be like accolades for artistic excellence, you get what I mean? Iggy Azalea is not excellent.
The theys purchase things that they see themselves in, right? And businesses capitalize on that.
And that's fine. So put her in the pop category. Put her with Katy Perry and put her and Miley Cyrus in the same fucking box together.
Don't put her in hip hop.
Don't put her in hip hop.
But she's rapping over a beat though.
But just because she's not singing does not mean it's rap music.
Ultimately, this all led up to Iggy Azalea quitting music and becoming an OF model and a crypto entrepreneur. I think she knew she couldn't keep it up, especially when hip-hop legends like Q-Tip started coming out and talking about it. But it goes to show when an industry plan is too obvious, especially when it's built around a gimmick.
Iggy Azalea had to get the fuck out of Dodge. She said, damn, that y'all ain't just about to pile up on top of me. I'm out of here. She started an OF. Might gotta check that out, chat. I ain't gonna lie.
Downfall can be just as quick as the rise.
The countdown is on. Your contractors will soon be asking for their 1099s, and your employees, they need
The Puppet. Now, The Puppet is where it gets dark and where I might make some people mad. But these are the artists who became what the industry wanted them to be and not necessarily what they wanted to be. Sabrina Carpenter and Katy Perry deserve honorable mentions here, but if you want to see a full inside look on their stories, I'll link my videos in the show notes. Both of them had mediocre to average success in music until the industry overlords got a hold of them and changed everything about them. Katy Perry was a gospel artist and Sabrina was a wholesome Disney child star. Another artist a lot of people talk about in this category would be Tate McRae. Now, if there was ever a person literally bred to be a pop star, it's probably Tate. Tate has actually been famous since she was around 8 years old. Not for music, but she was internationally known as a dancer. Her mom owned a dance company and had Tate in training since she was around 6. Now, everything blew up for her after she posted a YouTube video of her singing an original song called One Day, which has blown up to over 40 million views.
I've understood that you will never be mine, and that's fine.
Now, usually you wouldn't label this kind of rise as industry plant. I mean, Justin Bieber got the same kind of start on YouTube. But her brand shift is where the water gets a little muddy. She had pretty good success as the bedroom singer-songwriter, but even pop fans got caught off guard by her sexy pop diva rebrand. But who we really gotta talk about is Lady Gaga. Stephanie Germanotta was playing piano in New York dive bars in 2005. She was doing jazz standards and just wearing normal clothes. And then she got signed to Def Jam at 19, but she got dropped after 3 months. Ellen Reed, he literally signed her and forgot about her. He just wasn't that interested. He thought she was too normal and too boring, not that marketable. So after that, Gaga changed everything. She was ready to be what the industry wanted her to be. She started studying what worked, what got attention. She analyzed Madonna's career. She dumbed down her skills, simplified everything, and focused on one goal: fame. By 2007, she was a completely different person. She was go-go dancing, setting her hairspray on fire. She wasn't Stephanie anymore. She met her producer, Red One, and got hooked up with Akon, and they just went straight up synth pop. But the interesting thing is, she never really hid that she was just playing a character. But usually there's a consequence that comes with not being yourself.
I think people, real fans, probably knew deep down that there was something going on.
You know, letting go of who I was before, and I don't mean becoming, Lady Gaga and leaving that behind. That's not what I mean by that.
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't even be able to sleep at night knowing I'm trying to be something that I'm really, like, why can't you be yourself in the industry? Like, in order to be marketable, you gotta be satanic and do the one eye symbolism and all that crazy stuff. That's marketable in the industry eyes. You gotta dress up as the devil and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't get it, man. But yeah, I ain't never being a part of the industry. If they asked me to sign a contract, matter of fact, I ain't no artist no way. So I wouldn't be able to be in the industry. They can't come get me because I'm gonna come back and tell all the secrets.
mean is, you know, my life is different now.
The whole Joanne era is where the cracks really started to show. She tried to strip down the sound and perform more as Stephanie than Lady Gaga. It was her trying to find herself again. But the public didn't want Stephanie. They wanted the monster. They wanted the spectacle, because that's what sells. But what if you could sell your music whether it was good or not? That's the case for level 4, the Nepo
baby.
These artists were industry before they were even artists. They grew up in recording studios. They had dinner with label executives, got babysat by other pop stars. They'll talk about their journey, their struggle, their grind, but they had access to producers, writers, studios, nannies. They could fail as much as they want and still get another shot. The Nepo baby has mommy and daddy to give them every opportunity they need. Failure is not possible. Willow and Jaden Smith were destined before they were even born. Willow dropped Whip My Hair at 10 years old on Rock Nation. And then she got to quit music because it was too much pressure. Then she got to come back whenever she felt like it. She could experiment with rock and indie, whatever sound she wanted because, failing had no consequence. Then you got Blue Ivy. Now, she did a good job voice acting on Mufasa, but should she really have a Grammy?
Blue, congratulations. You won a Grammy tonight. I'm so proud of you.
When your mom is Beyonce, it don't matter what should be. It just is. Now, the next Nepo baby might surprise some of you guys, but yes, Drake is a Nepo baby.
Drake?
He's a talented one for sure, but if you don't believe me, I think it's time that we actually meet the Grahams. So, his dad, Dennis Graham, was a drummer who worked with Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis was one of the pioneers for rock and roll. Then you got his uncle, Larry Graham, who was a singer himself, and he was a bass player for Sly and the Family Stone, one of the most famous funk groups of all time. And then you got his other uncle, Teenie Hodges, who was a songwriter and guitar player for Al Green. Drake was playing on Degrassi and making 50 grand a year when he was a teenager.
Before we start this video, I just want to say I am deeply, deeply sorry. And I apologize to all the celebrities and all the artists that I offended by calling y'all industry plants. I would like to do business with y'all in the future. And hopefully we can build a connection and build a relationship in the future. And hopefully y'all don't cancel me and stop me from becoming an industry plant myself. I would like to apologize to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming forward now. I apologize. I apologize to Lady Gaga. I apologize to I especially want to give a special apology to Billie Eilish. That's her name. I apologize to all y'all. I'm sorry. I should have never called y'all industry plants. Well, I ain't calling y'all industry plants. Jay Diggs is. This is all his fault. This is not me, by the way. So yeah, I just want when I get in the industry, I don't want it to be weird vibes. I love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Give me a hug. Let's have a group hug together. Okay, we can continue the video now, but I just want to give my apologies. Let's continue the video. I'm starting this a day later because, you know what I'm saying, yesterday we had some technical difficulties, so this is the next day. Y'all seeing this the next day. Let's continue. Level 5, the super plant. Golly.
The super plant is as close to a robot as you can get. They don't write their own music. They don't choose their image. They don't control their social media. They show up, perform the role they've been given, and then they just collect a percentage. Most of them started from childhood and have even been put through development programs. There's
development
people that control
programs?
what they eat, control what they say.
Hold on, time out. Did he just say control what they eat?
Through development programs. There's people that control what they eat, control what they say. They'll pretend to date somebody just because it's good for their image. Their whole life becomes content. And sadly, they're the ones that usually have the most trauma and depression and mental health issues. Britney Spears is probably the most tragic example of the super plant. When Britney was on the Mickey Mouse Club, it was basically an all-star training camp. You had Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling. They were all kids being groomed for stardom. But when Britney signed with Jive Records when she was 15, they created the whole package for her. Britney could actually sing, but they were giving her baby voice pop songs. And then they even controlled her virginity, because she wasn't a virgin, but they told her she had to tell the public that so she could stay pure.
I'm just wondering how you feel about all the constant speculation about your virginity and whether you are a virgin or not.
I really wish I would have never said anything. To begin with, because I'm kind of stuck in this little place where people are always asking me, but you know, that's just something that's part of growing up, and that's just something that we all have to deal with, so.
They wanted to keep that young and innocent vibe, but at the same time, they were marketing her to be provocative. By the time she was in her prime, she had been in the industry so long that she was already starting to lose herself. She got married for 2 days. She beat up a car with an umbrella, shaved her head. The constant pressure of being one of the most famous people on the planet, I mean, it completely took over. The conservatorship made it even worse. She was unfit to control her own life, but fit enough to release albums and generate millions of dollars. Then K-pop takes this to a whole nother level. They treat music like it's an Olympic sport. They take 12-year-olds and they call them trainees. They keep them in dorms and they make them practice 16 hours a day. They give them personality types. And
they keep 12-year-olds in dorms and make them practice every day. Man, that sounds like boot camp. I ain't know K-pop had. K-pop, they be doing that? Now me, I don't listen to K-pop. I heard them before, of course, everybody heard of K-pop before. But I'm just saying, like, I ain't know they be doing all that.
In dorms, and they make them practice 16 hours a day. They give them personality types. And then in the end, when the company can't make a profit off of them anymore, they disband the group. But the Asian music markets, what they tend to do is they learn from the American music market of the past, because this goes all the way back to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. Both of the groups were put together by Lou Pearlman. He was a music manager who both of the groups actually ended up suing in the end. But he held auditions and he picked the members of the group, gave them the music, told them what words to sing. He even did a whole marketing campaign where he put the groups against each other. And the worst of it all, in the contracts, he put himself as one of the members of the group and was stealing money from them. But at the end of the day, the super plant pretty much has no control. Now, there's quite a few artists I didn't get a chance to talk about in the video.
Yeah, if the industry come and get me, don't make me no super plant. I ain't picking what I eat, none of that shit. I ain't trying to be no super plant. Yeah, make me just a regular plant. I ain't trying to be no goddamn super plant. Yeah, hell nah. Super plant, that shit sound like torture. I ain't lying. So I don't want to be no super plant. But we about to get out of here, man. If y'all enjoyed that reaction video, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so you notified I drop another banger. Shout out to J Diggs, man.